Well, good morning. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go live today, so I figured I'd do at least a recording for you guys to understand what is an update that I want to give you. Um, and I had been alluding to some things that I've been dealing with on my end, but I have not been forthcoming until now because, well, now I have a more clear idea of what I want to make sure I let you guys in on. But what the information I'm giving you is not for for tourists is not for sympathy, and it's not to try and gather some sort of uh, support of any kind. That's not what I'm doing this for. I figured I'd let you know this so that in the future, if I do have to take a day or two off, possibly even a week, you'll understand why I have to do that, and I wouldn't have to go into too much detail. So I can just say, hey, there's an issue here with this, and this is why I'm doing it, so that you just take it and understand that's what we're doing. So for the last, I would say, couple a year, last year or so, I've had some flare ups of stuff that I couldn't explain. Um, I could deal with back pain and stuff like that, and that's what I had, but it didn't. It went away. The muscular back pain went away, and um, but the pain I was experiencing was more internal. It felt kind of weird, and there were certain changes happening to my body that I couldn't fully explain. But it wasn't until the last month or so that the effects were starting to become a little bit more pronounced. And eventually, I was talking to the wife and talking to my mom, and they said, "Well, you probably should go get checked if the pain is so much." Well, as I was like, I didn't want to go get it checked until it became too much, and then they said, "You're going," so I went into the ER, and I was there for 6-ish hours or so. Did a couple of tests, and then by the time they came back, they had an answer, not about what was causing the pain, although the pain is what caused them to find what they found. So, in a way, the pain, although it wasn't fully related to the issue they found, did help them. So, when they came back, they told me my results about, and everything looks like it's okay. But they did discover that I have what they considered chronic kidney disease, is what they call it. So it's technically kidney failure, but it's not full blown yet. In their words, it's irreversible. I don't think anything's irreversible necessarily. So I'm not necessarily thinking, oh, that's it, I'm done. No. I'm going to change as much as I can to make sure it becomes more of a manageable thing. I do notice some pretty interesting changes in my chemistry that I did not and have not ever had to deal with before. So in some ways, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's expected. It does explain my memory fog and a couple other things. Not only did the concussion I had a few years ago help, but also this is also contributing to it. Um, it is also contributing to a lot of the, like I said, the chemistry changes I've had and sweating and a whole bunch of few things that were like, where's this coming from? I don't understand why it's happening. But, so that is what they discovered. Um, and so I'm going to be starting to adjust some things and see how that. They still don't know exactly how this occurred. They think it was from something I had back in 2010. I I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see how this works out. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm not going to stop straight talk or anything else. That's not what's happening. But I figured I've considered most of you now an extended version of family, and I wanted to just let you know what is transpiring here on my end, so that when you see me or say he's not on today, part of it may be that, and maybe some emergency, but majority of the time, if I do decide not to do a show or something like that, it'll most likely be because of that. Either pain or I have to go get checked or something. Dialysis is not on the table yet. It's not that far gone. They said about 85, 90% is still usable. So I'm yet to find out whether it's just one or both. That I didn't bother finding that out. So I think that might be a separate test. In either case, that was what the update was going to be. But I will be doing something Friday morning, which is why this is coming as a premiere for you. That will keep me from being live. So if you guys need to reach out to ask any more details, I'm not going to give a whole lot more details. I may not give you a whole lot more details privately anyway. So, but if you do have any prayers that you want to offer, make sure this is the direction I would like you to pray. It's not in the I'm not saying you shouldn't pray for healing. That's not what I'm saying. But peace of mind is the biggest one, and pain relief. Whatever it takes to whatever it does, God will do it. I'm just saying those are the two major things I know for me can be end up being a struggle. Peace of mind and pain relief. I don't want to end up depending on some kind of a medication for anything. So that's the biggest thing. So hopefully that clears things up for you. I don't want to leave anybody in the lurch, unaware of what's going on. So with that being said, thank you again for all your support. And for the prayers that you may or may not give up. Some of you may actually pray for the opposite, but that's okay too. But thank you for all this work that you do. And I will be back on Monday, God willing, and we'll have another straight talk then. Otherwise, before I'd say anything else, wisdom calls to you from the streets. So please, please, please find wisdom.